Hello my lovelies and welcome to my channel WYRD is the New Black. I just want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed and got me to 2,000 subscribers. I am so made up. I know there's a lot of channels out there that are a lot bigger than me, but personally this is a huge landmark for me and I am so grateful to you for your investment, your comments, your support, your incredible personal readings. So yeah, from me to you, thank you so much. So this is a pick a card, bit juicy this one. I thought, why not? Bit juicy of what your enemies are up to. So what is your enemy up to? What are they doing? What's going on in their world? And yeah, just a bit of a sneak peek. Yeah, so again, do take your time to resonate towards a different pile. And just to let you know, this is a channeled reading. So I will see you as ever on the other side. Hello to those of you that chose number 1. Right, so if you're not familiar with my channeled readings, they are pretty detailed. You shall know very quickly whether you resonate or not. If you don't resonate, do select another number to see if you resonate with that. I'm already getting a download here. And what Spirit is showing me is the Tower in the tarot. The Tower usually means a sudden, unprecedented event, but that's not quite what's happening with this. What I'm seeing is like scaffolding around the base. So, yeah, I'm being shown as well like a really intense heat in the center of this tower. It's almost like a forge rather than a tower, if you know what I mean. It's like yeah, there's like a lot of heat, and I'm being told that this person carries a lot of heat in their body, and it feels a lot like bottled anger, or yeah, very intense, energetic, very intense heat. They may even get hot very quickly, or there may be some kind of imbalance here with the heat in the body. And I'm seeing, you know, that this could affect them hormonally, or this could affect them just in the regulating of their physical temperature. It's feeling like fairly insane. It could be that they get burning sensations internally. That's what's being shown to me. Or they might be very like cool to touch, like cool on the outside, and then all this intense heat. I feel like this person likes to keep a cool exterior. Yeah, this enemy of yours likes to keep it cool to the outside world, likes to have it like look like it's all together, but this is a very strong energy coming through. I feel like there's rage here. It's so bottled. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with this person is what I'm seeing. Yeah, Spirit is showing me like an intense red color, and it's like it's kind of corrupted, this frequency as well. So whatever this is, they've been bottling it for a long time. And I feel like the need to say, if you've experienced like intense aggression or anger or any level of ferocity or abuse even from this person, that actually it's got nothing whatsoever to do with you. Sweet FA to do with you. This is something that they carry with them. And it feels related possibly to family situations, or a sense of feeling, I want to say discarded, or not valuable, or not important. I feel like this person sort of started out with like real good intentions to build things on a solid foundation, and they are really intensely keen on building in the material is something else that's coming through here. Very, very invested on building up their material world, on money, maybe on security. It feels very rigid though. Yeah, with the Tower it feels so rigid. And one of the reasons why the Tower card happens to us in a spiritual sense is to break down the rigidity of things that we no longer need to hold to, that are not in alignment with our higher self. But I'm being told that this person's experienced a tremor, as in like almost an earthquake kind of feeling. And it's really shaken them up a little bit, and it's made them want to firm up their foundations, firm up the things that they cling to in terms of security. And maybe this person has done pretty well on a fiscal level or in the material, is what I want to say. They've maybe built something that's visible, that is sort of admirable, that has like a sort of stands for something, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, because Spirit is now waving a flag from the top of the tower. It's like an emblem or a logo, or maybe this person like runs a business, or there's that kind of energy coming through with this, that's sort of a recognized brand, or maybe they promote themselves like this in order to kind of be the face of or present the like security of this particular, I want to say, material job or business endeavor. Possibly it could just be also domestic energy, because that's the realm of the material as well, or even health. But whatever it is, they use themselves to promote this particular outlook or this maybe traditional way of seeing things. Again, I am hearing rigid. It's really rigid. So currently your enemy is firming up their foundations. They've felt this tremor. Something has shook them. Something has worried them in terms of their material. It could be like something to do with their business, or their money, or their domestic setup. But it's got them worried, and they are now rallying to like put scaffolding around the base of the tower, is what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing them doing is like fixing and remortaring and like trying to firm up the lower section of this tower, like the foundational elements of the tower. My spirit guide is saying that it's all well and good to do this, and there's nothing particularly wrong in firming this up, but the laws of physics don't apply to the laws of metaphysics. That's what he's saying. And he's even saying like the laws of physics aren't really laws at all. They're more variable than people appreciate. And there's a lot of factors. He's showing me like weather factors and like this kind of earthquake frequency that has gone on. I mean, you can't fight nature, that's what I'm hearing. And you certainly can't fight your own nature, is what he's saying. And the tower is formed by the higher self, and then it appears to be like an act of God when the whole thing crumbles, like an unprecedented left of center event. But it's actually an alignment with your higher self, trying to take out something that is essentially not good for your spiritual progression. But I don't feel like this person has much inclination towards spiritual things at all. They're much more rooted in the physical, and very much rooted in how they're perceived by the world around them. There could be strong competitive element to this individual. Yeah, they want to be taller, they want to be better. I'm seeing that the Tower of Babel now, that story in the Bible that, they overextended the ambition and wanted to be like godlike, and there is this sense of wanting to appear like they're winning. I'm seeing a red lion now. I don't know whether that has any bearing on this reading for you, but I mean, for me, that's kind of like reminiscent of like the UK Middle Ages sort of thing. It's like pride, or like a national pride. But yeah, pride might be a big factor, and I'm hearing pride comes before a fall, so that makes sense. So yeah, this is, they're going to expend a lot of energy, is what I'm being shown, in trying to firm up this tower. And when they've finished firming this up, Spirit is saying they're going to take down all the scaffolding, and they're going to be super proud of themselves. They're going to be like, look, I rescued this situation. Isn't it amazing? Look what I've done, everybody. I'm seeing somebody really puffed out with pride. And then then Spirit's going to take this tower down, like in the most spectacular manner, is what I'm being told. So what your enemy is up to right now is putting a huge amount of effort into a structure that is destined to fail because it is not in alignment with their higher self, and their higher self will not be ignored. And their higher self is like watching patiently from the sidelines, shaking their head. That's what I'm seeing, somebody going, it's pointless. So this person is trying to tell themselves, and they are going to kick themselves, Spirit says, when they realize that they have not listened to their intuition and that they should have moved their energy elsewhere or started building something slightly different, because I feel like they've had the opportunity to lay down foundations in a different space or in a different way, or it just not abandoning everything they've worked for, but like taking down the top part of the structure and keeping things like small and really working on the foundations is what Spirit's been encouraging this person to do. But they have spent so much time sort of patching up, is what I'm getting, or mortaring. That's how it feels like, this particular whatever it is that they're working on, this tower, and it is gonna be cataclysmic when this tower comes down. It's like I'm seeing an almighty like thunderstorm, so it's going to be sort of firmed up in the way that, you know, it would survive an earthquake, right? Because this person is like, oh, well, that's the danger, so I'm going to firm it up to avoid the danger. But they are not going to see the bolt of lightning coming because they're focused on the ground, on the earth energy, and not on the air energy, not on the spiritual energy either. So this person is not thinking clearly, and they're not allowing Spirit to communicate, because I feel like they logically, if they step back from this situation, they would realize that they were really expending a lot of time, and they're going to be so exhausted by the time that they finished firming this up that they will not have the energy when the whole thing comes tumbling to the ground to be able to deal. They're gonna have a meltdown, and Spirit is like, this is what this person needs, because there's so much compressed anger or intensity or fury or frustration bottled in this person that desperately needs to be released. Because now I'm seeing that red energy is like a corruption of the blood, or it's just not good for this person on a health level. It's just not good, and I feel like expending all this energy is also going to be really damaging to their physical energetic potentially. I'm fairly seeing rigidity here as a factor, so I am feeling like there's something about the spinal column as well, I want to say, and I'm feeling the energy because the tower is showing itself to me as sort of the lower third. I'm seeing the lower third of the body now, from the feet to the hips, problems potentially with the legs, the hip, the pelvic girdle, the lower section of the spine. There's a movability issue because this person is so rooted, is so rigid, and they feel that they have to present this particular present themselves as kind of an emblem of upstanding, traditional, admiration. This person does see themselves as a leader in the field, but I mean, in whatever field it is that they're in, or however they live their life. I mean, this could be, okay, so my guide is saying to look at what tower's energy represents. So a tower would represent something long established. It would represent the establishment. That's why it's associated with traditional concepts. It's also associated with defense. And Spirit is saying defense and defensiveness is a huge factor here. And that is where the rigidity is predominantly coming from, this person feeling the need to defend themselves, or feeling the need to, it's almost like they see other people doing well as some form of attack or some form of slight on them. It's you know, like they can be the only one. They don't wish well for the people around them. They are in quiet competition. Even if they pay lip service, they're in quiet competition is what I'm getting. There's an underlying resentment I feel like this person victimizes themselves and also walls themselves in. I mean, they won't, if there's an issue that they have, they won't deal. They will just put a brick wall up and refuse access. That's what I'm getting. But this wall can't stay up forever, Spirit is saying, because they are trying to do their best by this person. I think this person actually needs a good cry or some therapy, or I just feel like this particular enemy probably is your enemy, because you may not stay within the boundary of conventional thinking or conventional thought or conventional behavior or any of the conventions that they deem appropriate or acceptable. And I feel like you, by your nature, are free. That's what Spirit is showing me. Yeah, like a freedom of movement, a freedom of thinking, very much more air energy coming through with your frequency, but it's feeling like learning as well is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing lots of books here as well, and I feel like this person also likes knowledge, likes learning, but it feels, again, I'm seeing like a very structural approach. Maybe this person's very technical, or maybe they're scientific, or maybe, but I mean, the true nature of science is to explore and to, you know, work out why things are the way they are, not to decide that they are the way they are and then present it as a fact. Life has a way of really upending that boat, no matter how arrogant humans become about what constitutes like solid fact. And it's every breakthrough in those fields usually comes left of centre from someone who's vilified or cast out initially, before everyone goes, oh, well, maybe they were right all along. So I am feeling the need to say that this person may well be knowledgeable, or may well be well established, or may well have admiration, but if they don't move with the times, or if they don't allow some flexibility, they're going to become extremely judgmental of any challenge to their outlook. And I don't think it would take much to trigger this person. Like, with all, I would not want to be around when this person like loses it. I'm seeing the tower like exploding from the inside now. It could well be that they take out their own tower by literally they're exploding this energetic and losing their proverbial shit. Because I really feel that there's some way or how their higher self is desperate to release. Spirit is saying like the walls to this person's defense mechanisms are like 2 meters thick almost. So they are so well practiced at walling up this sort of hidden energetic, is what I want to say. That it's that there almost has to be a spiritual intervention to, even if it cracks this structure, that would be enough to explode the interior, is what I'm seeing. Otherwise their energy is just going to coagulate. I mean, that's how I'm seeing it, like some kind of coagulation. Or I feel like this person actually maybe started out very creatively or in alignment with their spiritual self, or there was a lot of innovation, is what I'm feeling. Like this person is naturally innovative, but these structures have literally choked that energy, have choked their spiritual self, it's so suffocating, and it feels quite depressive and dark. And sort of really uncomfortable to be inside this structure, and it's almost like Spirit is saying it's very uncomfortable for this person to be in their body, almost like to carry around this intensity of heat and want to kind of blame externals or other people or you potentially here for the way that they're feeling. I mean, I would get myself just well out of the way of this person so that you're not around to blame when this kind of hits the deck, even though they may well still blame you from a distance. I don't know, like this person is in victim mode. If something happens, this person will victimize themselves and it'll be everyone else's fault but themselves. But what I'm seeing here is that this Tower will not make it possible for this person to blame externals. It's going to be absolutely squarely on their shoulders is what I'm seeing. Because in some way they fought really hard to maintain this fixed position, and they may have fought against other people's advice, they may have fought against their own family, there may be something here where, and they fought against their own inclination or their own like hits of intuition or their own logic even. So they're going to want a lot of sympathy, but I'm feeling like they've been really cold or really shut off or really implacable about other people struggling, because there's a sense of arrogance about this person feeling like they've achieved. So they don't allow themselves to have any room to fuck up or be flawed or make gargantuan mistakes. And they're basically not allowing themselves to be human in that regard. They really feel like they have to be like the pinnacle of sensible and accomplished. I am feeling as well that although there was maybe creative or innovative elements in this person early doors, this person may have achieved some success in the material and now is obsessionally attached to material things, to money in particular, to, you know, that kind of material achievement. So, that can choke innovation, it can choke creativity. What they say, necessity is the mother of creativity, and I love that because you are very on your toes or spontaneous or willing to try new things when firstly you have nothing to lose, and secondly you absolutely have to, and survival dictates it. And I do feel like this person is going to feel very isolated when this Tower hits, and very much like maybe they're going to still have responsibilities, but the people that they are responsible towards will not be in a position to be able to help them. And I feel like they have been arrogant, or they've pushed out people, and you may be one of these people who could help them, who could actually come to their aid when this Tower strikes. Yeah, your enemy is not heading into good waters, especially if they're so determined to stay in these kind of, I'm seeing train tracks now, to stay on the train tracks, even though they are not a train. I'm showing that they have access to off-roading vehicles. And it feels like, part of the joy is the exploration, but they have become very risk averse. And they've forgotten what it is to achieve something from nothing, because they may have built whatever they've built from a lowly position. But isn't it just the case that actually, weirdly, when people have nothing and they rise up to high levels, they tend to be far more arrogant than people who were born into it. That don't see it as a big deal necessarily. I feel like this person has come to determine themselves by their fiscal success or by what they have to show for it in the material, and that doesn't matter when the Tower strikes, because it's the emotional content, I feel, that is going to come tumbling. And it feels like a lot of water energy coming through with that feeling for me, like a lot of emotional content and a lot of frustration. This person could well sabotage some very important relationships by overreacting or by revealing themselves to be very, very emotionally unbalanced or immature is the sense here. I mean, this person hasn't matured so much as they've walled up. And even though they might present a front, there's a huge amount of tension in the body, a huge amount of anxiety, and it could affect their muscular system. I do really feel that this person is going to have some kind of physical health-based repercussions from the storing of this energetic content, which is just not healthy. But anyway, that's what your enemy is up to. They're busy making a rod for their own back, is what I'm hearing. They're busy working on things that are destined to fail. They're busy lauding it, and they will have a real breakthrough that will seem like an extremely successful accomplishment in firming up this tower before the cataclysm. So there you go. So that's for you who chose pile 1, and I really hope it resonated, and if it did, please like, subscribe, share, drop me a comment and let me know. Thanks so much for all your support, and I'll read for you again soon. Bye guys. Well, hi to those who chose number 2 here. So yeah, when I'm channeling, I get very detailed information. I do always preempt my channeled readings by saying that if it doesn't resonate, you'd know very quickly, and if that's the case, do pick a different number. This person, wow, this person would do my nutting, just saying. So if this person's your enemy, I'm not surprised. What I want to say about this person, first off the bat, is a mask-wearing mimicker energy is coming through, a mirrorer of body language potentially, somebody who desperately likes to be seen on the level with other people and seems on the level with other people for a little bit, but not for long. This person, your enemy, likes nothing better than to socialize, especially if they can sort of charm their way into being perceived as being really helpful or being really kind or being really magnanimous. This is somebody who would like buy affection is what I'm feeling. But the intention is not from the kindness of their heart at all. The intention is to maybe ultimately one day make it to the cult that they so dream of in their wildest fantasies, where everyone around them is worshipping them and telling them how wondrous they are. Oh, this person is a peacock, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's so showy. This person really cares about being found attractive. That's something that I need to say here. Really cares about it, like to extreme degree. I mean, they may take a long time to fluff about before they go out, kind of thing. This is, if it's a female you're inquiring about, this person would wear like a sizable amount of makeup is what I'm feeling. And yeah, just to be, it's all very display orientated, this person. And even if you're inquiring about a masculine, there's a strong feminized energy going on for me in this particular reading, whereby this person has got sort of modest or bashful down to a fine art in terms of their acting capability, but they've got no staying power. They can't keep it up because of the sizable ego associated with this person. They're too obsequious, they're too kind of fawning. It's the kind of energy that I want to smack round the face. I can't help myself, this person is head doing. And they try and make themselves indispensable, especially if they thought there was something in it for them. because I'm getting the strong feeling that this person doesn't do anything unless there's something in it for them. Such intense, self-centered, self-orientated, vain energy coming through with this person. And currently, what I'm being shown is that they are socializing and they're in a new setup, in a new group. There might be new people, it could be a new job, it could be a new environment, is what I'm feeling with this person here. And they're trying to integrate themselves. But they're feeling like they've lost a lot of confidence. They're feeling lacking in confidence. So this kind of neediness is really amplified, and there's just like a strong whiff of desperation around this person. And I think they really admire you, this individual. I do. I think that they want to be like you, or they want to have what you have. There's something quite envious about their energetic when it comes to you, although I think that they feel, I don't know how they feel about this at the moment. I think there's a shame factor here. Yeah, because when I present like your energy to them, they don't want to see it, they want to block it out, they want to turn away, they're immediately smaller, like they make themselves smaller. So something feels like it's gone down here, whereby this person knows they've screwed up. They know that you're an enemy for a damn good reason, and actually they don't feel like malicious towards you, they feel ashamed and admiring. There's some level of admiration here. I feel like they may use you as some kind of blueprint for how to make friends and influence people, or how to just get along with people, or be respected. Or I feel your energy's coming across as very dignified, is what I want to say about this reading. Your energy's feeling very together, very dignified, and very no nonsense. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords, so I'm feeling like you've cut this person out, or you've, and told them why, potentially as well here, that you've just gone, no, here's why I can't be putting up with this. This person has done something that they are deeply ashamed of, is what I'm getting. Yeah, this person is very needy of other people's attention. And again, it's not for reassurance, it's for worship. It's literally for wanting to steal the energy. This person could be like very adept at showing one face in one situation and showing a completely different face in another, saying very contradictory or almost completely opposite things to different people, just to garner some kind of or some kind of access or something that benefits them. But they live for the admiration of others. They live to be in a position of superiority, or of like, and it's in expounding their worldly experience, is what I'm getting, in some kind of knowledge level, one-upmanship. They also want to be perceived as being very empathetic and very understanding, and they may have got the art of pretending to listen down really well here, but that is exactly what they're doing. They're pretending to listen. In fact, they kind of study. They study others in order to try and mimic and say what they think that the other person wants to hear, and then they will use it subtly in terms of gossip or rivalry, or to create conflict, to create lies. They'll outright lie, this person, if they think that they're safe to do so, and if they think that it makes them look good, and if they think that you won't find out or that other people won't find out. They are fantastical about the things that they say, and always they'll be in a heroic position in whatever stories that they tell, even if they slightly undersell themselves, they'll still tell you how great they are. This person's favourite topic is themselves. But like I say, this person is currently attempting to integrate themselves into a new scene. And it's feeling like the new people just don't think they're cool at all. And no matter how they try too hard. They try too hard. And it's the more that they've done this, and I feel that they've done this for some time, the worse they are at fronting, the worse they are. It's like an art form of manipulation, and they've got worse at it. And this is something that I've noticed with people who bend the truth in accordance with what they think will benefit them at the time. And it's that they, with all that practice at lying, you'd expect them to be really good at it. But actually, they're really, really bad at it. They're so bad at it because when you're so, like, constantly exaggerating, or you're constantly, like, somewhere distanced from the truth, not just in general, but of who you really are, then you basically are really bad at lying, because how can you expect people to believe it's true if you are not familiar with that concept? Sort of stumbled slightly over my words there, because spirits give me like images at the same time as I'm trying to like finish my sentence, and part of me is like, okay, slow down. Inwardly, please slow down. So what they're showing me now is like a labyrinth, and what I'm getting is that this person is like really lost. They are really lost. They keep hitting cul-de-sacs. And they keep like trying alternative routes and thinking that they've made it to a location or within a group in socially that they kind of can bond with or get along with or can befriend. But this person is really bad at holding down friendships, with no surprises, right? No surprises. And they're in this labyrinth, so what are they up to? They're completely freaking lost right now. And they're attempting to ingratiate themselves with a group of people that they probably, if they were being authentic with themselves, wouldn't really have anything in common with anyway. This group feels like quite a kind of serious or yeah, it's just that their focus is different. The group feels quite solidly of one particular mindset, and this person wants to be perceived as sharing that, but is actually not remotely interested in whatever the group are talking about, or whatever that one mindset is. This person is genuinely not interested. And they are kind of transparent anyway after a time, and they are not going to be able to feign a level of interest particularly, because even though this person is very interested, if they're getting attention put back at them, or they feel that there is some kind of maneuverability involved in proceedings, this is not what's happening, and they're going to be just horrible at hiding their intense apathetic boredom. This person makes me laugh. I have to laugh because this energy would do my nut. It may be that this person is socialising because they get to go out and have a drink with these people. I am feeling that there could be some addiction issue here, whether that's drugs or alcohol or just intense, like, need to vampire other people's energy. There does feel to be a strong addictive content to this person, and I feel like whatever it is that is the bind for this person is something that they're really intensely aware of in their own company, or that they're partaking in their own company. Or it's almost like, say for example, let's take alcohol as example. Say for example, this person is an alcoholic. I'm not saying that they are, just an example. But if they're an alcoholic, they may be drinking heavily in their own company, and then they go out to socialise to kind of literally slow the pace or slow the roll. And to tell themselves it's okay and that people do this and this is what they can do. It feels like that. it feels like a group of people you hang out with because you're taking drugs or you're drinking, or there is some kind of shared addictive energy within this group, and maybe they're all like this kind of narcissistic frequency where they desperately want like attention and admiration, but you know, a group of narcissists together makes for a really messy and probably quite hilarious, if you were a fly on the wall, hilarious interaction. In general, though, this person does not feel good. I feel like they're really struggling. They're struggling with their direction in life. They're struggling potentially with like a powerful addictive frequency. I feel like they're struggling with sleep as well, and depression. That's coming through pretty strong. I am seeing the Four of Swords. I keep mucking up my words. It's almost like a slurring or a speech problem. I feel like their brain and their mouth are functioning at different frequencies. It feels quite difficult for me at times to get a handle on or finish one thought before another thought's coming in. It feels very dissipated, this energetic, very dissipated, foggy, disorientated, discombobulated. That's what I feel this person is going through at the moment, and they're just trying to find a space where they can feel sort of comfortable and accepted, but they don't know how to interact with others from an authentic space. I feel that they've learned a lot more about their own authenticity, and I feel like actually you have a large part to play in this, because your energy is feeling so authentic and so direct and honest, and again, dignified is the word coming through. And I feel like they actually use you as some kind of blueprint for how they want to be in the world, or how they feel that they would be happy in the world. And this person is trying to work on themselves, but they are getting in their own way. There's self-sabotage here because they are addicted to something, is what I'm feeling. And this could, if it's not physical addiction, be an addiction to attention or to support or reassurance, or the investment of somebody else's energetic towards them, ideally a one-way street where they don't have to give anything back, or they can pretend that they're giving something back and they're not really, or you know, the other person is serving them basically. I don't know whether this person's had past lives being like a member of royalty or being waited on, or there definitely feels like a case of what did your last slave die of, and them turning around and going, well, sheer bloody exhaustion. And I would feel, you know, I'm inclined to feel a little bit sorry for this person, apart from the fact that when they do get even an inch of power, they become unbearable, unbearably smug is what I'm feeling, unbearably self-serving, unbearably patronizing, and they use this energy to, you know, put other people down. They might be subtle about it. Some of them could be quite subtle about it, some of them not so subtle, or maybe they think they're being subtle and they're just not subtle at all, but they can't help themselves. They want to brag, and that's what really gives this person away. That even if they were trying to keep secrets or sneak about or lie or hold information, what they can't hide is how freaking proud of themselves they are, that they got one up on somebody else. I mean, it literally lives in the way they move, the way they speak. It's so obvious that they feel superior when they're given like even a fraction of an inch of you know, superior energy, or not superior energy, a fraction of an inch of like leadership, or just this person will abuse it immediately. And if the attention like doesn't stay fixed on them during this point, like during this part of the process, then they will be furious about it, because obviously they deserve complete worship. But that's not what they're getting at the moment. Not what they're getting at all. What they're getting is the complete opposite. And it's making them feel totally at sea, because this person's oxygen is literally other people's investment in them. And they may be like financially quite secure, or they may, it may not have too much of an impact on their material. It may seem all above board, but their social life is just, it's a car crash at the moment. It's just, even though they may be trying to socialize, they are butterflies socially. They do not have staying power. So this person is probably fairly intensely lonely. Because long-term companionship is not in their repertoire. I feel that this person is always coming from some kind of space of lack, some kind of belief in their own lack, and which is really sad. But that's why they're either over the top when you give them any level of authority, or they are in competition, or they gossip, or they lie, or everything is designed to make them seem more appealing than you, or more appealing than whoever is next to them, or the obvious choice, or the ultimate pick, or and I just don't think that they compare at all. I feel like with you it's very natural. And if this person is like an ex-lover or whatever, then what the hell are they doing in such level competition with you? I mean, this is like competitive energy in a relationship. But for more of you, I'm feeling that this is like a platonic or an ex-friend or something like that, where they have just, this person is just a waste of time to be with, because unless they actually bother to work on their own underlying issues, which I really don't feel that they want to, even though I feel they are fully aware they have them, and there are moments where they're very, very sad or very upset or very emotional about that, they don't take active measures to really address the situation. And ultimately, what I'm feeling about this person is that they are a coward. This person will not own up, will not fess up, will not man or woman up in order to take accountability for their behavior. They might hate themselves and feel very ashamed, or share it with somebody close to them, but they're not going to deal with the person that they should be dealing with in an honest way. They're just going to sneak away. The Seven of Swords, sneaky. This person is sneaky. And they may be sex may be one of the addictions here as well, is what I'm seeing. It could be like any sort of flattering energy is going to get this person's attention. This person is just like easy, is what I'm going to say. They're too easy. Somebody could just blow smoke up their ass about how beautiful or handsome or great they are, and the next thing you know, this person will have invested everything in that relationship because they are desperate to be worshipped. But like I say, your enemy's not getting that right now. They're just not getting it, and they've clearly either fallen from a throne. I feel like they have fallen from a position where they felt very smug, is what I want to say. Seeing like somebody kick their chair out from underneath and them landing on their arse. This has been a very unpretty turn of affairs, where they have literally landed in the dust, and it's made their self-worth. It's hit their self-worth even harder. And this person is an absolute state of, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Like, they have, I don't know whether they're just lacking in the faculties to know that they need to change that and how to change it, or whether they just use or stay in this energy, because sympathy may well be a really good way of getting energy off people. But this person is a vampire, and this person is head doing, and they're having a really rubbish time. So your enemy's having a rubbish time. And so I hope you're happy about that. And I think that's all I've got for you. So yeah, if that resonated, please do like and subscribe and share. And yeah, I completely understand why this person is your enemy. What a knob. So yeah, they're getting what they deserve is what I'm feeling. They're getting what they deserve, and they know they deserve it, and they're still not rectifying it. So there you go. If that resonated, please drop me a comment and let me know. It's so lovely to read for you, and thanks so much for all of your support. Bye, guys. Hello, pile 3. Well, this is an interesting one. As ever with my channeled readings, I always preempt them by saying that what I get through can be quite specific. So take just what applies, and if it doesn't resonate, you'll know pretty soon. This is interesting. Spirit is showing me the Magician in the upright next to the 3 of Coins. So this person is currently manifesting, I feel, in the physical. Now, they may be learning something, they may be teaching, they may be in a position of sort of guidance or leadership. Or in this particular reading, maybe that's you, maybe it's flipped, but do take what resonates. So the Magician's like walking me through elements on the table, and he's picked up the coin and he's tapping his pocket, and it's got like that small change kind of vibe about it. I don't feel there's a huge amount of resource involved with this person necessarily, but they feel fairly satisfied with where they're at, and I feel like they're working really hard to achieve what they want to achieve in the world, or they're trying to manifest some kind of collaborative energy up here. This person could be on a platform, could be visible, or in a position, like I say, of teaching or of offering wisdom or education. Maybe they're a salesperson. All of these things are related to the Magician card. So like sales, trade, that sort of thing. Also, rating skills are often related to the Magician as well. So maybe this person works with words or uses words in some kind of capacity. Yeah, I've seen this Magician putting like coins into a piggy bank. It's like little by little is what I'm feeling here. This person is working like to achieve some kind of monetary progression, but it feels like it's a bit of a slog, I've got to say, or that there's a lot of expenses pulling on their resources. Yeah, the coin is being cut up into like sections and divvied up, so this person's struggling to save, and they might be saving like only a small amount, but it's something, and they're feeling that at least they're making some level of progress with this. So at the moment, I'm not feeling any kind of nefarious vibes from this person towards your energy. I don't feel like there's any level of resentment or any level of issue towards you. It feels like they're busy working on themselves, is what I'm feeling to say about this. Maybe it's that you don't have any particular enemies, or maybe that this person doesn't perceive you as an enemy. Yeah, I'm seeing the Magician pick up the wand now, and they're snapping it in two over their knee. What the hell? So this is giving me the impression of there being like a passionate new beginning, but then that being snapped in half, and that's giving me an impression of the Two of Wands. So maybe there's a new sort of partnership here. But it feels kind of lesser than the Two of Wands, because like the wands are like half size now, so I feel like there's not a particular amount of passion for this partnership, or this involvement, or what they're doing, but that it's still some element of motivation. It could be again to do with a work capacity, or some kind of foundational energy associated with those coins. could be in a domestic situation, but it's not feeling overly excited about this. I mean, it's sort of slightly motivated towards this, but not really. Some kind of new beginning has been kind of broken, is what I'm feeling, and the passion has sort of halved. And it could be that this person is on some kind of dating platform or something like that, is what I want to say, and they're looking for a partnership. But it's sort of like meh. That's what I'm getting from this. Meh. Yeah, it doesn't feel very satisfying, or it feels like there's only a half-assed interest in something. Now this magician is picking up the sword, and wow, now they're pointing it. Now I feel that there's engagement with your energy. They want to be honest, is what I'm getting. Or they want you to be honest with them. Yeah, there's some desire for like directness, direct communication, direct honesty, or maybe they are indirectly being direct. I'm not quite sure about this. Yeah, it feels quite challenging, actually, this energy. It feels like, come and tell me the truth, or don't come near me if you're not going to tell me the truth, kind of thing. This person does want, like, clear-cut, honest, open communication. Yeah, and there's an element of, like, kind of throwing the gauntlet down here and going, go on then, speak it. So I feel this person thinks maybe you haven't been honest with them, is what I want to say here, or that you owe them some explanation about something. And maybe that's not true for you, but it's definitely true for this person, is what I'm getting. That is their version of the truth, that you owe them an explanation, you owe them clear-cut honesty. And I don't think that there's any way of interacting with this person unless that somebody levels here, somebody's honest. And like I say, you could flip this and maybe this is you. But there's a definite vibe of don't even bother to come near me unless you're going to bring the cold, hard truth with you. I think this person, like, for me, this person prefers truth to gentleness or to diplomacy or to, like, just truth, just raw truth, whatever that may be. Yeah, now they're picking up the cup and downing it. It's like, I'm seeing somebody knock it back like a shot, to be honest. Yeah, now I'm seeing, like, clear spirits. So I'm hearing, like, Sambuca, vodka, Bacardi. Yeah, there's, like, a sense of maybe this person likes clear spirits. Or maybe there's a fair... I don't know, maybe they're drinking at the moment. I don't know. But I'm not getting the sense that this person is sort of out of control with that at all. It's almost like a sock it to me, Dutch courage kind of, let's kind of... I feel like this person kind of wants to meet you in the middle, but they want like a really direct, straight to the point. There's something very kind of, I don't know how to put this, very sort of a Russian level interaction with this, where somebody's like, right, we drink the shot, then we speak the truth. Yeah, there is a no-nonsense energy around this particular one for me. I think this person is suspicious. Distrustful is what I feel inclined to say. I feel that they've got it together. I mean, this is the magician, and even if some elements of what they are working on is not really where they would absolutely want it to be, there is still progression. This person is still an excellent manifester, is what I'm feeling, but they just want to be direct. They want to have a communication here, even if it's like a clear-cut conclusion. I'm feeling that there's no real clear-cut conclusion to this, and this person just wants it to be like, well, is it yes or no, because I'll deal either way, or what's going on, or why don't you just open and tell me the truth, or why are you being evasive? Again, you can flip this energy if you want, but there's a sense here not necessarily of an enemy, but of somebody who just wants clarity. And maybe somebody who doesn't trust you here. There is a sense of not trusting. And I feel like, this magician is now like pointing to the past, and they feel like so they're pointing to the past, and they're pointing to like the Seven of Swords, and they feel like you've snuck about, or that you've been unfaithful, or I mean, this could be an ex-lover, or that you've, done something here that has made them feel like they've just got to focus on themselves and turn their back and focus on new connections or partnerships or involvement with different people. I think that this person generally does have respect from others. They may even have like groupies or a fan base or something like that. Whatever it is, they're recognised as being skillful in what they do and able to get things into motion or get things moving. And now I'm seeing the Eight of Cups, so I feel like this person is emotionally dissatisfied with this situation or with the situation between the two of you. And they're contemplating whether to just I think they are sort of moving themselves away emotionally. They're definitely busying themselves, focusing on goals. I'm just going to have a look at this cup again. Yeah, I feel like this person is actually focusing quite heavily on self-love or on self-acceptance, on self-nurturance and self-care. I think they're in the process of like purging themselves of older energies and sort of cleansing the system. And like I say, this could well be you. And if it is, then maybe you just need to hear this message. Yeah, I really do feel that this could be your energy up here. And because I'm feeling like that this person may be good at performance, but it's not a kind of performance whereby they're pulling the wool over people's eyes. That's the magician, ill-aspected. This person really values truth. I mean, and really, I think would hate deception, hate pageantry, hate any level of drama or any level of lying. Yeah, lying would be a big, big issue for this person. And I'm hearing, you lied to me. That's what I'm hearing. It's really clear. You lied to me. And you know that I know that. That's what I'm hearing as well. You know that I know that. So stop beating around the bush. Stop with the games. That's what I'm getting. Like I say, this person might have it like completely wrong, but that's how they're feeling. They don't feel like they are wrong though. They're really adamant. This is a really adamant energy. I am not wrong. I know that there has been fabrication, deception, lying, maybe collusion, maybe gossip as well here to manipulate. I feel that they feel that you are the ill-aspected magician, or this is you with them, that there's been gossip, lies, manipulation, pretense, some kind of mask-wearing, deceptive quality. And if this does apply to you, then you need to pick another one of the stacks to find out what your enemy is up to. But for some of you, this person perceives you as being the unfaithful, untrustworthy, deceptive energy. And if that does resonate with you, this person's not going to approach you in order to start this conversation, is what I'm feeling. I'm done, is what they're saying, and it's on you. That's what I'm hearing. And I don't feel like this person would actually judge you for what you've done, but they will judge you for not leveling with them about it. There's always redemption. That's what I'm hearing now. There's always redemption, but it requires accountability. That's what I'm hearing. Until that point is struck, I really feel like this person is disinterested or is moving away emotionally, or is willing to kind of throw the match in and burn the bridge almost. There might be, I reckon there's probably no communication here, or only a slight level of communication, but this person is genuinely disinterested in what's happening with you, or again, flip this energy, or you're disinterested in what's happening with them until there is some kind of leveling up or maturity brought into this situation. whereby an honest communication can occur, which the effort of which has to be with the person that is mistrustful, because I really feel that this energy is not wrong about its lack of trust. I know more than you think I know. That is what I'm hearing. The other aspect here that is coming through is that this person is very capable in the magical realms. I don't feel that this person would use that again. I don't feel it's a nefarious energy. I don't feel that this person would manipulate that kind of frequency. I feel that this person actually knows that to do that would inhibit their relationship with spirit and involve karma. Yeah, the magician's picked up the Justice card and is showing me the Justice card and going, no thanks. They're not saying no thanks to actual justice, they're saying no thanks to the karma element of that card. Yeah, there's awareness of how that works, of how you can't outrun spirit. That's what I'm hearing again. This person's very clear-cut, like there's clear-cut statements here. Like they're coming through really strong in the auditory space, and therefore I feel that this person is pretty to the point, is what I want to say. Yeah, and I'm seeing the tip of the sword now, and it's like shiny and sharp. It is sharp. Yeah, they're saying if you don't have the courage, then leave me out of it, or walk away, or stop messing with my energy, or yeah, there's a definite block. And if this is your reading talking about you and how you feel about your enemy, then I'm telling you that your enemy knows full well exactly how you feel, exactly what you would say, and the reason that they are evasive, or that they are sneaky, or that they've gone behind your back, or they've not dealt direct with you is because they are scared. They don't have the courage to deal direct, because if it's your energy coming through, that level of honesty is very intimidating, especially to those who haven't been completely honest with you. So if you're waiting for your person to come and level with you, they will not do that until they have picked up their own sword of truth, until they have recognized that actually the fear of being judged is another example of caring too much what other people think and not dealing directly in your own relationship with yourself. And if this reading does apply to you, you need to deal direct with this person. This person is not your enemy. They don't perceive you as an enemy. They just perceive you as somebody that is deeply untrustworthy, is what I want to say. They may well be polite. They may well engage here and there, but I think it's minimal. I won't carry resentment, is what this person is now saying, but I am nobody's fool. And now he's waving the fool card at me going, not me. Yeah, this person I think could be quite funny. This kind of a wryness, a dryness to the delivery, which I find personally quite appealing. This person does have the capability of great achievement, is what I'm getting, but they're not there yet. They may be perceived as being in a kind of achieved capacity by other people, but they themselves feel that there's still a long way to go. I'm seeing a pathway like stretching up. I feel like they've kind of half climbed a mountain, or climbed a section of a mountain that has been quite difficult, bit of a slog. They're now on a kind of more level section, but it's still an uphill climb. But this person has got stamina, and I think they do know how to work with people. There is a desire to share information, to share skill sets. There's a genuine desire to see other people achieve as well. And what this person does may look like magic to other people. And again, I'm feeling maybe there's spiritual capability here, genuine, magical practice. Definitely some of these people have magical capability, or like ritualistic capability, shamanistic knowledge. There's all kinds of spiritual capability potentially in this person's space. That doesn't have to apply to all of them, but I think for a lot of them there is sizable capability, and it's almost like they're discovering their potential bit by bit. I feel like this person is incredibly skilled, and maybe just struggles with the material side of things a little bit at times, but in every other capacity I feel like this person has got it going on. Though I would say there's been some contamination, is what I want to say, in the water element, in the self-care element. I feel like they've had to do a lot of filtration, is what I'm saying, or get rid of influences that they consider corruptive, because it doesn't benefit them and doesn't benefit their space. They want a clearness. I'm seeing that with the water. They don't want any like residual particles in it. They don't want bits in the water. It's like, I'll put it through the sieve, I'll wash it out, I'll fill it up again, a purer space. And now I'm seeing the magician walk towards a waterfall of some description with beautiful water, and sort of wash out this chalice that they're holding, and then fill it from a very natural space, and give thanks for that. There could be a very deep love of nature here, or maybe their magic is expressed in a natural way within nature, or there's natural abundance of greenery and Gaia that really appeals to this person. I would say this person is pretty damn clever. There's a cerebral energy about this, an intellectual energy about this individual. And I feel like this person understands the art of manipulation and understands that there are positives and negatives to this art form. What do I mean by that? So, for example, if you were talking to somebody who needed advice on something, and you needed to present that in a way that they would hear it, you would be using a strategy to do so, so that they could resolve the situation within themselves. But there's also nefarious ways of manipulation that this person is more than aware of also, but I don't think would stoop to that level. But they could spot it a mile away if anyone else did this, and they would be very good at playing like they couldn't see it. They would engage in the game in order to reveal to themselves. They would allow a game to continue. They would allow deceptive energy to continue in order to reveal to themselves the truth of the situation. So they would give somebody enough rope. Yes, they would give them enough rope in order for them to hang themselves, so that they can really see what they're dealing with. They'd stay quiet, they'd observe, they'd be very, very good at this. Very good at this. Yeah, I think that's all I've got for you. And for a lot of you, I do feel like this is you, and you'll have to pick another one of the numbers in order to find out what your enemy's up to. But if it is you, your enemy sees you as somebody that is not to be messed with, and you're no idiot. You're no idiot. So so if somebody tries to deceive you or tells you something that's not true, it's almost like you're going to know a million miles away that it's going to ring a bell. That's what Spirit's saying. It's going to ring a bell, and the bell is going to sound off in your head. Like the ringing of a bell that sounds crystal clear, feels and sounds like the truth, is what I'm feeling here. But like it's a dud sound that's coming through, like a dud bell. So if your enemy is going to try and lie to you or pull the wool over your eyes, or miss out like significant facts, you know this. So yeah. Currently, and if this is you and you have deceived this person, they know. They're not an idiot. Like they're not naive. They're nobody's fool, is what I'm being shown here. And this person is well and truly focusing on themselves to leave you emotionally behind, because I feel like this person's given up on expecting any level of truth. So if that is you and you haven't been honest with this person, if you don't speak your truth, well, I don't know whether it's too late, to be honest, but if you don't, I think they'll respect you at whatever time that you chose to speak truth, but they may not be interested in fostering any level of a relationship, because this person doesn't perceive themselves as an enemy. They perceive themselves as somebody who's deeply suspicious of anyone that doesn't level with them, or they know that something has gone on behind the scenes here, or maybe is going on behind the scenes behind their back, and they know all about it. They know. so yeah. That's all I've got for you, pile 3. Really hope it resonated, and if it did, please let me know what's going on in the comments below, because this one's a really intriguing one for me. Thanks so much. Bye. Hello to those who chose number 4 up here. Right, well, I'm immediately being shown the 4 of Cups here. So your enemy is, I want to say, bored, like really feeling stagnant. And the 4 is kind of moving into the 5, moving into the 4. I feel there's a lot of regret here, or a lot of disappointment, or just general depressive energy around this person. There is a definite lack of stimulus. There's not going, I'm being shown the 4 of Swords. There's not a lot happening with this person. It's like crickets. Tumbleweed. I feel that this person is lacking, or feels that they're very much lacking in a social capacity here. I think that this individual spends a fair bit of time on their own, contemplating, thinking, maybe dwelling on the past as well. Yeah, it just feels like there's real minimal activity in this person's space. If they are doing things, I just don't feel that their heart is in it. And I am hearing ambush. I feel like this is the sort of person that likes to victimize themselves or plays on self-pity. I'm hearing defense is the best form of attack. So yeah, I'm getting that this person levels attacks from the position of being a victim, without possibly noticing that they are actually being the perpetrator of aggression, or the perpetrator of a left of center kind of energy. And the attacks they level are just, it feels like fairly ludicrous, is what I want to say. And this is the sort of person, I mean, if you cornered them in fabricating something, or if you challenged them back, they would probably just swan out, or refuse to answer, or deny any level of accountability, because you would be being mean to them, you would be bullying them, you'd be criticizing them. I mean, this person, would do anything to make you the person to blame here. And that's exactly what they would do in terms of telling everybody else, which I feel like this person jumps off or leans on other people's energy is what I'm feeling. It's almost like this person won't start anything by themselves unless there's somebody else there to back them, support them, big them up, show them the way, do the bits that they don't want to do. I feel that this person absolutely needs other people, or they think they need other people in order to constantly reassure them. This person is absolutely devoted to their own victimhood. They're not beyond manipulating the truth, or massively exaggerating, or even outright lying if it makes them feel that they're in the right, because it's so important for this person to be perceived as being the righteous one, the right one, the one that suffered. And it's like suffering is competition for this person. And they need to collude with others and get them to agree about what a terrible person you might be, or other people might be, or they use community in order to try and bully or push out or make themselves the most significant factor. They're extremely judgmental as well, is what I'm getting. Very rigid in their outlook. You've got to do it their way, or you're not worthy. I mean, this could be down to maybe traditional concepts or beliefs, or even if this person thinks they're rebellious, this is the sort of individual that would push others to do exactly what they're doing, or to... I don't really feel there's much leadership quality about this person, though, even if they like to perceive themselves like that, because I do feel they like to perceive themselves like that. They are essentially a slave to social expectation, or really essentially this person is a follower. And they might recognize that you're not, and this could be a major issue for this person, because they might do everything they can to make you feel undermined in the choices that you're making. But what they're up to is absolutely nothing, really. They are bored, and they may have like walled themselves in with their own expectations of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, and there's no room for creative, innovative energy, because this person just doesn't feel capable on their own. They don't feel like they can do things without investment from others or energy from others. Is essentially very, very lazy, this energy. But they do like to make others feel small. It feels like a competition, you know, the person who's the most something. I mean, whether it's the most radical or the most victimized or the most beautiful or the most, you know, looked up to, or this person is constantly in competition, and they do not like to see people succeed in their life. It's a resentful, childish, immature kind of energy coming through. I feel this person likes to ambush as well. You know, they will level an attack because they've taken offense at something minuscule that nobody's noticed, or you haven't even realized that you've articulated, or you're expressing a view that they don't think is correct, and therefore they will, you know, go for you on a personal level, and they may do it via other people as well. This person is essentially deeply like lacking in the ability to confront in an honest manner, because they know that it's flimsy. There's no legs to stand on in this. Yeah, this person's weak. And because there's nothing much going on in their life, they may be extra interested in what's happening in yours, or in keeping an eye on you. Or, yeah, there is that energy up here. What are they doing? How can I criticize it? Can I sit around with my friends and laugh at it? Or can I, you know, casually mention it to somebody else so that we can both decide that you are misguided or misled or like clearly mad or yeah. Oh, this person's so annoying. Your enemy is busy being bitter and jealous of your successes, of maybe your friendships, or attention that you might get, or maybe how you look or where you live. I mean, they would find anything to be jealous of, but you know, whatever it is, you have no idea how hard it is for them. They get it the worst. Their life is harder. They've got more to hold down. You've never understood that. Like, all this stuff is coming through. And if this person's ever in genuine pain, boy, will every bloody person nearby to them know about it. They will rinse it for every ounce of sympathy. But if something happens to you, if something major happens to you, or you go through a tough time, this person is likely to criticize you for it, or attack you even. Or this is somebody that kicks someone else or when they are down. This is not a person that can be trusted. This is a really underhand individual, and there's a huge amount of self-centered energy coming through. I mean, this is somebody who'll kick off if they just don't feel that you're giving them the right amount of attention. I think if there's anybody around this person, and it does actually feel like there are people that really are kind of bored of listening or are kind of drained dry by this individual, but it kind of feels like all they're trying to do is get people to feel sorry for them, or telling everybody how hard their life is, or this is something that's happening and this is something that's happening. And this is somebody that moans and moans and moans and builds up a reputation of being like a moany person that you really just don't want to spend time with, because the glass is always half empty with this individual when they're in this mood. But when things are going well, oh boy, they're the dog's bollocks and they want to tell everybody about it. They'll be running in to wave it in everybody's face and go, look at me, look at this, isn't this marvellous? Or presenting themselves as being, really holding everything down, really having everything together. But I guarantee you it'll be on the back of somebody else's hard work and effort. But they'll present it, obviously, like it's entirely on them. But if something goes wrong, obviously it's your fault or somebody else's fault. This is like one of those really shit bosses that's like, oh yes, we accomplished this and I did this. And then when things go wrong, they literally finger point at other people and go, it was that person. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't that person. So yeah, this is, somebody that's not really what I would call a team player, even if they like to make a show of being a team player, because they absolutely have to have people in agreement with them. They're not really. This person is a bit of a loner, really, at heart. The other thing that I feel is going on with this person is like a really intense anxiety. Yeah, I'm seeing the 9 of Swords. I feel like this person is really overstressing, really over-worrying kind of a frequency, and they will really tie themselves in knots about this, especially if the tables turn and people see them in a capacity where they're being judged. That would be their most hated energetic. They presume people judge them because they judge everyone else so harshly. But even if that's not the case, even if people really didn't give a damn what they thought or what they were doing, because they are so, judgment is a major problem for this person, but they are actually experiencing a wake-up call at the moment, because I feel like they're having to come to terms with elements of their personality that are really uncomfortable to look at. And I feel like some home truths that may have been delivered to this person either by you or by somebody near them or in their remit, or just due to the fact that there's nothing going on and nobody really wants to spend too much time with them. This person would have select people that they feel can do no wrong, even if they continually do wrong. And then other people that can't literally put a toe out of line before they're coming down on them like a ton of bricks. And it's the people that flatter their ego that can do no wrong. It's the people that see them in glowing terms that in their mind are just wonderful. This person has the tendency to be really taken in by energy that is very good at conning or saying what they want to hear. Yeah, they love to be flattered, but even constructive criticism is a no-no for this person. Constructive criticism is you launching a full-blown attack at them, and how could you? This person's a twat. But I think they're sort of recognising some level of karmic repercussion here. And I don't necessarily think it's because they've realised what an idiot they are. I really don't think this person is that conscious of themselves, especially in victim mode. They just aren't. It's more that Spirit has literally halted things or slowed things or stopped things or delayed things. Or the Hanged Man's up here. There is a stagnation. They're sort of waiting for things is what I'm getting. And this sort of perpetual waiting is designed for them to be able to kind of turn their perspective on things and appreciate that their energetic involvement has bearing on what comes back at them. There may also be some kind of deep sense of irony going on in terms of what they've accused other people of. They have to see in themselves. They kind of have to. They really don't want to. They put their head in the sand and deal only with externals. They seem to think that there's no correlation between their behaviour and the outside world, and that's how they'd like to keep it. This person is very fixed on the dedication to be in victim mode. I feel like this person's feeling like really hypersensitive, actually, very anxious, hypersensitive, quite vulnerable, quite stagnant, quite maybe regretful, maybe a little bit regretful of the way things have gone. They may even be missing you for some of these people if you're not in communication with them. There may even be that sort of missing energy. But I feel like, they're still the victim. They're still the victim, regardless. They are so desperate to perceive themselves that way. And I remember speaking to my counsellor, who's been counselling for like 30 to 40 years, and asking him what was the hardest situation to deal with, thinking he'd say something like, somebody who's just found out they're dying. But instead he said self-pity. It's like an immovable block. And the only approach to it is tough love. But even so, they could perceive that as you launching an attack. So there's absolutely nothing you can do with a person who's determined to believe that the world is out to get them. You are dealing with the devil card, really, in that capacity. Because for me, the devil says, I can't, it's everyone else's problem. There's an addiction here to feeling sorry for oneself. And any effort this person does make, they need a gold star for it. Look what I've done. Look how hard I've climbed. I mean, even if you've climbed Everest and they've got on top of a molehill, they still want to be the one that gets praised, whereas they would totally minimize other people's accomplishments. And unsurprisingly, people don't really want much to do with this person on a social level. I mean, maybe they have to work with them, who knows, but I feel that people don't really want to engage. They don't want to talk. Who wants to? This is like moaning energy, or like presenting oneself as like the wounded soldier, even though I don't think this person is wounded or is a soldier. That would imply a courage, which I just don't feel in this individual. I don't feel that courage. And it's sad because nor do they, which is why they have to cling on to other people's energetic in order to elevate themselves, or in order to do stuff, or even if that energetic is employees, like I say, this could be an idiot boss or like something like that. But there's a sense of being really kind of self-serving, of kissing butt to the people they think that they could elevate their position. Of being just overly accommodating, which is annoying in its own right, and then just being downright dismissive or mean or blocking or not giving an explanation, or ambushing people who they perceive to be beneath them or doing less well than them. I mean, this person really needs to watch that, because I feel like a spirit is kind of considering taking them down a notch or two if they continue to put this energy out there. Currently, they're in a kind of halting pattern, but this could be worse, because for me it feels like that currently there's not many people that really want to engage on a social level, but it could turn, as in that the community that they know, the people that they work with, could turn on them. And this person would not be able to handle that, would not be able to deal at all. There's a really limited amount of generosity here, although I feel that this person really likes to gift themselves. It's the sort of person who will cut you pieces of cake and they take the lion's share and give you a small bit. This person's an idiot. But I mean, what can I say? Bored, unstimulated, lacking in close friends, sticking to familiar ground. Watching you, possibly at a distance, resentfully, enviously, criticisingly, busy judging people they don't even know, maybe. This is somebody who would be like a keyboard warrior. They love to categorise people. It doesn't really matter whether it's the colour of your skin or your sexual orientation or what you do for a living, or or how much money you've got or don't have. I mean, this is that sort of person that immediately vilifies whole swathes of society because they either don't know anything about it or they met one person that they don't like. This is a person maybe that will get all their information online or from a book and actually never speak to somebody who's had a personal experience. That they'll just presume that they know everything that they need to know because they read an article in the Sun or whatever. It's like that. It's just, you know, even if they read highbrow stuff, there's still a level of ignorance to this person, and the ignorance is in their life experience, because this person will not step out of their safe space, and their safe space is poor me. This is somebody who's like, oh, they're taking all our jobs. Well, they don't work. You know, it's that kind of person. Well, they sit on the dole or something like that. Oh, look at them taking all our jobs. It's just... I mean, what do you say about this person? Yeah, they're having a crap time. So, yeah, that's what your enemy's doing. Bugger all. Because they just can't get their themselves into motion, because they just haven't computed that they are the problem 90% of the time. But other than the nonsense of like sharing or whispering or condemning from afar, there's absolutely no influence that this person has in your energetic space, is what I'm getting. And if you are giving them any level of influence at all, well, stop that immediately, because you are not going to be able to break the pattern that this person has got themselves into. So I'd be absolutely minimal. If you have to communicate minimally with this individual. Frankly, it doesn't feel like there's any point in challenging them on any of their wacky beliefs, because they are not going to change their mind anyway. They are absolutely determined to believe what they want to believe, and they almost want to be challenged so that they can vilify the person challenging them and make it personal. It's a mode of manipulating so that they continue to be in the hole that they like to live in. And this person, I think, has a tendency to be fixatedly opposed to different people. You know, it might be that person this week or another person the next week that they like channel this resentment to, and maybe that's even you. And maybe they're just unhappy with their lot. But whatever you do, just don't waste your energy being provoked by this person. It just create distance, because I think it's what everyone else does. Because I don't think it takes very long for them to work out what this person is about, even if initially they don't notice. And this person is unpredictable and therefore a little intimidating, because they can just fly off the handle or willfully misinterpret something to try and belittle or to make themselves, like I say, look like the victim, or look like they're being attacked, or look like they're being bullied. Or be very wary of dealing in any way with this person. I'm sure that you don't, because they are your enemy. So yeah. And they may well attempt to be nice, or attempt to smile, or attempt to show a level of interest in your space. But this person is exactly the sort of person that is only garnering information to use against you, probably behind your back. So be very mindful, very wary of what you share with this individual, positively or negatively. Just like keep it annoyingly neutral. That'll really, really get on their nerves. Yeah, just cool, calm and collected. It will kind of defeat this person. Do not be put off balance by them, and don't show them any level of vulnerability, and don't show them any level of pride. Just don't be anywhere near this person. All they can do is look at you from a distance and wish ruefully that they were you, or that they'd made the different decisions, or that they had your friendship circles or your family networks or anything else like that, because this person is just bereft of feeling like they are part of a community or cherished. And it's just a bit sad, really. I mean, if this person wants to be a victim, then what can you do but feel sorry for them? And I think that's all I've got for you, number 4. I really hope it resonated, and if it did, please let me know. And so I'll read for you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.